Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the XF90. This is another micro quad, 90mm motor to motor, and it's got some different motors on here. And let me just show you what these are. They're BBB branded, see there, and they're 0806 in size and 7500 kV, so they're smaller than the 1100 series motors, so it's a little bit narrower but taller than, say, like the 1104. I'll talk about the power of this motor in a second. Let me just go over the rest of the specs of this model. It comes with a Pico BLX flight controller, a 10 amp 4-in-1 ESC. The video transmitter all-in-one camera here is the TQ169, so it's 25, 50, and 200 milliwatt power switchable. Comes with a circular polarized antenna. This particular version is the FlySky version, and then they just stuck the A8S receiver here on the side with some sticky foam and ran the antenna through here like that. It seemed to be totally fine. I didn't come with much in the box. Came with a 2-cell 450 milliamp hour 35C battery. It's an okay battery. It's not fantastic. I've got better batteries in this. I would say that you probably would want to get a better battery. I didn't get any brownouts or flips of death with this battery, so it was at least good enough to fly, but I didn't feel like it had enough power with the battery that was provided. So you get a battery and you get a USB charger for a 2-cell battery, and that's all you get in the box. I think you get a spare set of props as well. Speaking of the props, these are the 5-bladed 1935 props that are pretty common now at all these micro quads. As I've mentioned previously, it's an okay prop, but I prefer the Gemfan 2035, and this is definitely room for a 2-inch prop here, so I would say you'd have better power and better flight times with the Gemfan over this prop. I didn't actually fly with that prop, but I'm pretty familiar with this 5-bladed prop, and I can tell you that the 4-bladed Gemfan will probably fly better on this one. So this model weighs about 67 grams without the battery. So I would say for the fact that they've given you smaller motors, I don't think that they're actually doing you any favors here, because I think these smaller 0806 motors have less power than, say, like an 1104 size motor, which is probably about the same weight, and I think the 1104 motor actually has more power at the same kV. So if you swap these 0806 motors for an 1104 7500 kV motor, I think that it would fly with a little bit more power. Obviously you can't do that because these motors are kind of unique and has a different hole mounting pattern here. It's a 3-screw instead of a 4-screw pattern. So anyway, my feeling is that I think it would probably fly a little bit better on an 1104 7500 kV motor on a 2-inch prop versus this kind of interesting 0806 motor, because I don't think it's any lighter. I don't think it has. I think actually has less power, and it's not that much lighter. And I think if you want to use this motor on something like this, I think lowering the overall weight down to, say, 45 to 50 grams would be ideal for to use these motors in terms of getting better performance. Flying this around at the park, I didn't have any trouble getting speed. I mean, you can definitely get some forward angle here on your camera and definitely establish some straight line speed with this, but I didn't feel like it was very acrobatic in terms of punch outs. It could also be due to the fact that the battery was not that good, and you have the JST connector here on as well. I think maybe these motors could draw some more power if you had an XT30 battery with an XT30 connector. In terms of setup, I didn't really do a whole lot with this one. I just wanted to fly it out of the box and see how it did. It came with Betaflight 3.1.5 out of the box, which is a pretty recent version, so I thought that it would fly pretty well. I think it came with D-Shot 150 enabled out of the box, so I enabled D-Shot 600, and I put in my mode switches, my arming switch and stuff like that, just some basic stuff and a couple different rates, and then I went and flew it. And I just did some PID tuning in the air to get it to fly the way I liked. And I'll put a CLI dump link in the description if you want to check out my PIDs. But there was really not much to do in terms of setup. I bound the receiver, and I changed the ESC protocol from DShot 150 to DShot 600. I put in some rates, put in my modes, and charged my battery, and then went and flew in. So I'll go ahead and I'll roll the flight footage for you for this. I'd say if you're looking for, it's like a park flyer, it's okay for that. Obviously, you're not going to be winning any races with this, but it is fairly fast, and I think that for most beginning to intermediate flyers, they'll have fun with this. But obviously, if you're looking for a speed demon, this is probably not it. I think that one thing that this model does have going for it is that it does cost a bit less than some of the other ones that have been coming out recently. And I think that with the coupon code, you can probably get this for under $100. So I think that's probably something worth checking out if you want to check out these micro drones and see what they're like, and not spend a lot of money. Anyway, guys, I'll go ahead and I'll roll some flight footage for you, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Seems to be handling the wind okay. Try a little acro flight here. Get a little bit of power there. Definitely not as much power as the 11.0X series motors. Yeah, a lot of it's pretty heavy for the power you get in terms of recovery. Whoa.